so let's now have a look at the visualization tools of the Inca interface. For the moment we've just seen one type of visualization, which is the time series visualization tool, which was the first icon next to the little yellow man. But there are other icons, as you can see. So if you click on the second one, for example, let's start with the second one. Well, first of all, close all the windows within the Inca main window, so you don't have anything interfering with what we're doing.
The log window. The log.
No, yeah, well, you can leave that. You can leave the log window. It doesn't interfere. Okay, so the first, the second icon is the profile. Profile window. Profile means that you can see the variables output of the Inca model, flow, nitrogen, and ammonium, from upstream to downstream. That means that you can have a snapshot of what happened one specific day from the most upstream reach to the most downstream reach. If we go to the stream number 1 with the drop-down menu in the upper part, which is the main Salmusbrook, then we see that in the x-axis of all the plots we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the reaches of the Salmusbrook from the upstream part to the downstream part, and you can see how the discharge, nitrate and ammonium vary along the river for day number 1. In the bottom part you select the day, so if you change with the arrows provided, if instead of 1 you go to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., and you just move on progressively, you see how the profile of flow, nitrogen and ammonium changes along the river. So this can be useful if, well, depending on the context, if I want to see what's the impact of an effluent discharge, for example, where given that the effluent discharge is, when it's discharged into a river, first of all it's diluted, so there is an effect of reducing the concentration of contaminant by dilution, but then there is also a reduction due to processes that are happening into the river, for example denitrification in the case of nitrogen, so the concentration is going down as I move downstream. So if I want to see the effectiveness of a river in reducing the content of nitrogen just by the processes happening within the river, I can use this visualization tool. And for other purposes that I don't recall right now, but it really depends on the situation. Okay, so we close this one.
On this one,
yeah.
So we got the simulated, we got the observed, or we got the scenario. Is it possible to have an observed?
I don't know. It's a good question, actually.
First one of the day from me.
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
Because you might only have it at say 0.3.
I suppose is it because this is a scenario, so you wouldn't have. I suppose you could compare it to the observed data.
But you cannot display it in this plot. You just display the observed data in the time series plot. It's the way Inca is done. You can do that externally. If we have time, then we'll try to do some result analysis or visualization externally. Because obviously Inca has a few tools, but it's limited. It's not like you cannot do anything, and it's limited to the things that it can do.
So you could export, for example, the scenario data as a sort
the
of
results
CSV
data,
file
yeah.
or something, and then
It's a text file, and if we have time, I'd like to do that later. Okay, let's close this window and let's go to the third icon, right at the right of the little yellow man. Here we have distribution, so it's just based on the model results. We have the probability distribution of discharge, nitrate and ammonium. That means these are the histograms, so that means that in the case of nitrate, for example, if you go to see the top right plot, which is the histograms of the nitrate, you see that the most common value is 6 milligrams per liter, that you don't have almost any value below 3 milligrams per liter, and well, you can do some kind of analysis if you want to have an idea of what the normal values are. This is useful. I don't know, did you mention SIMCAT in the last meeting?
I did.
Was it you? You, okay. So SIMCAT is the water quality model used by the Environment Agency. I don't know it very well, but from what I've heard, apparently it works like that. You don't have a time series of nitrogen and phosphorus and other variables. You have distribution functions, so you have this. So you can maybe use this to compare with SIMCAT, with what is coming from the Environment Agency. So let's close this window. And then we open the fourth icon, which is the 3D icon. Here, let's select in the top drop-down menu the stream number 1, which is the Salmons Brook. In this three-dimensional plot, we have the flow is the y-axis, the vertical axis, and the horizontal axis. The two of them are, one is time, although there is probably some visualization problem because it says
1900.
Yeah, from 1899 to 1900, and the other is the reach within the Salmons Brook. So if you move the right bar, which is the one that says start day number, you can see how the the flow varies depending on the reach and depending on the day. So you have more or less more complete visualization of the flow variability in time and in space. You can do the same with nitrate and ammonium. You can change the variable. You can change the variable in the bottom left part if you want to visualize the nitrate. You just select nitrate, and then you change the day with right bar, and you have it's more or less the combination of the first and the second icon. It's just to have a more complete idea of the at the same time of the spatial variability and the time variability of the variables you want to explore.
Does everyone understand that one? Okay. Glad someone does.
Just while I think of it as well, how much free rein do you have to actually edit these graphs? Can you, from this interface, say for example the axis labels are very tiny, can you sort of make them bigger and maybe change the colour scheme on the graph or that sort of thing with an ink, or are you kind of stuck with their default?
I don't think you can really do much from here. No, you have. Let me check, because you have some options in edit options, but I think it's just it's not what you need. No. It's not what you are saying. It's other things. No, you have to do that externally. Yeah.
So, kind of related to that, Jan, but how do we sort out little issues like the date problem there, for example, and the on the deposition graphs, the mislabeling?
Unfortunately, you don't.
Oh.